Would a cunning riddle be enough to outsmart a beast that guards the gates of hell? Today we're diving deep into a hypothetical clash of titans. The Sphinx, known for her deadly questions, versus Cerberus, the epitome of brute force. Prepare to have your perceptions of power challenged. Would wit or overwhelming strength ultimately prevail? Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nightforge, where we explore the greatest legends and what-if scenarios from mythology. Today's showdown is a classic brain versus brawn battle, a duel between two of the most iconic guardians in Greek mythology. In one corner, we have the Sphinx of Thebes, a creature with the body of a lion, the wings of an eagle, and the head of a woman. She doesn't guard a physical place, but rather a concept, the right to pass, earned only by solving her life or death riddle. In the other corner, we have Cerberus, the monstrous three-headed hound of Hades, the unyielding guardian of the underworld's gates. His job is simple but absolute. Let the dead in but let no one out. So, the question is, if these two were to face off, who would come out on top? To figure this out, we need to understand each of them deeply. Let's start with the master of mind games, the Sphinx. The Sphinx wasn't just some random monster. She was sent by the gods, some say Hera, to punish the city of Thebes. She perched on a high rock outside the city and posed her infamous riddle to all who tried to enter or leave. What goes on for feet in the morning, 2 feet at noon, and 3 feet in the evening? Anyone who failed to answer correctly was instantly devoured. For years, she terrorized Thebes, a symbol of intellectual terror. Her power wasn't in her claws or her strength, though she was certainly formidable. Her true weapon was her intellect, her ability to present a challenge that seemed impossible until the answer was revealed. The answer, as the hero Oedipus famously figured out, is man. A baby crawls on all fours, an adult walks on 2 legs, and an old person uses a cane, their third leg. When Oedipus answered correctly, the Sphinx, defeated and shamed, threw herself from her rock and perished. This is a crucial point. Her power was tied directly to her riddle. Once her intellectual superiority was broken, her will to live, and perhaps her very existence, was shattered. This tells us she operates on a psychological and intellectual plane. A challenge isn't a physical fight, it's a test of wits. Now let's turn our attention to the other side of the river Styx, to the guardian of Hades, Cerberus. Described as a colossal hound with 3 snarling heads, a mane of snakes, and a serpent for a tail, Cerberus is pure, unadulterated might. He's the son of 2 other terrifying monsters, Typhon and Echidna. So being a fearsome beast is literally in his DNA. His role is straightforward. He's the bouncer of the underworld. He fawns on the souls entering, but viciously attacks anyone, living or dead, who tries to leave. Unlike the Sphinx, Cerberus isn't known for his cunning. He's a creature of instinct and brute force. His 3 heads are said to represent the past, present, and future, or perhaps birth, youth, and old age. But whatever their symbolism, their function is to see, hear, and attack from all angles. He's an unstoppable wall of teeth and claws. However, he's not entirely invincible. Several myths show heroes getting past him, but almost never through direct combat. Orpheus, the legendary musician, lulled him to sleep with his lyre. Psyche appeased him with honey cakes. And most famously, Heracles, as part of his 12 labors, managed to wrestle Cerberus into submission and drag him to the world of the living. Heracles' feat is key here. He didn't kill Cerberus, he overpowered him. This shows that Cerberus can be subdued by overwhelming physical strength. He can also be distracted or pacified by things that appeal to his animal nature, like music or food. So, while he's a terrifying force, he does have weaknesses, but they aren't intellectual ones. You can't reason with Cerberus. You can't debate him. He is a force of nature, a guard dog on a cosmic scale. So, let's set the stage for our epic confrontation. Imagine the Sphinx, for some reason, finds herself at the gates of the underworld, needing to get past Cerberus. She can't fly over him. She can't sneak past him. She must confront the beast. What happens? The Sphinx, being the Sphinx, would likely do what she does best. She wouldn't try to fight him physically. That would be a swift and messy end. Instead, she would pose her riddle. She would stand before the 3-headed monstrosity and calmly ask, what goes on for feet in the morning, 2 feet at noon, and 3 feet in the evening? And this is where the entire scenario hinges. How does Cerberus react? Let's break down the possibilities. Possibility 1. Cerberus doesn't understand language or riddles at all. He's a beast, a monster. The Sphinx's words are just noise to him. He doesn't recognize it as a challenge, a game, or a question to his 3 sets of ears. It's just the sound of a potential intruder or maybe a potential meal. In this scenario, the riddle is completely ineffective. Cerberus would likely respond with what he knows, a deafening roar from 3 throats and a ferocious attack. The Sphinx, despite her lion's body and eagle's wings, is not a match for the sheer power of Hades's hound. In this case, Cerberus wins. Brute force triumphs because the weapon of wit has no target to hit. It's like trying to solve a math problem by shouting it at a hurricane. But let's not be too quick to dismiss the Sphinx. What if the magical nature of her riddle compels a response? What if the challenge itself has power? Possibility 2. The riddle has an inherent magical property. The Sphinx's power isn't just asking a question, it's enforcing a contest of wits. Anyone who hears it is magically bound to try and solve it. If this is the case, Cerberus would be forced to contemplate the question. Now, could Cerberus solve it? Highly unlikely. He's a creature of instinct, not intellect. He has no concept of human life, stages-crawling babies, walking adults, elderly people with canes. His mind, if we can call it that, is focused on guarding, sniffing out intruders, and being a good, monstrous boy for his master, Hades. So Cerberus would fail to answer. According to the Sphinx's rules, this means she should be able to devour him. But here's the problem. Can she? Can she physically overpower and consume a beast like Cerberus? I have my doubts. Cerberus is a primordial force, a guardian of the cosmic order. The Sphinx is a powerful monster, yes, but her legend ends with her own demise after being outsmarted. Cerberus's legend involves being wrestled by the greatest hero of all time and still returning to his post. There's a clear difference in their mythological weight class. It's possible the Sphinx's win condition of devouring the loser wouldn't apply to a creature of Cerberus's stature. The magic might fail, or she might win the riddle but still lose the fight that follows. This leads us to a third, more nuanced possibility. The Sphinx poses the riddle. Cerberus, unable to comprehend it, is momentarily confused. His 3 heads might look at each other, bewildered by this strange creature that isn't attacking but making strange noises. This confusion, this brief pause in his aggression, could be the opening the Sphinx needs. Remember Orpheus and his music. He didn't fight Cerberus. He distracted him. He changed the beast's state of mind from aggressive to calm. Could the Sphinx's riddle do something similar? Not by being solved, but by being so alien to Cerberus's nature that it short-circuits his guard dog brain. While the beast is momentarily stunned, trying to process this non-physical threat, the Sphinx could slip past him. In this scenario, the Sphinx doesn't win in a fight, but she achieves her objective of getting past the Guardian. Wit doesn't defeat brawn, but it outmaneuvers it. This feels like the most plausible and satisfying outcome. Staying true to the nature of both characters, the Sphinx wins by being clever, not by being strong. Cerberus isn't killed or defeated, he's simply bypassed. His function as a guard is temporarily nullified by a tactic he is completely unequipped to handle. So, who reigns supreme? It depends on your definition of supremacy. If it's a head-to-head no-holds-barred fight to the death, Cerberus takes it, no question. His physical power is simply on another level. But if supremacy means achieving your goal against the other's will, then the Sphinx has a very real chance. Her intellect is a specialized key, and Cerberus's mind is a lock it just might fit. This hypothetical battle really highlights a timeless theme, the different forms of power. Cerberus represents physical, overt power, the kind you can see and feel. The Sphinx represents intellectual, subtle power, the kind that works on the mind. In our world, we see this clash all the time. A brilliant strategist can outmaneuver a mighty army. A clever negotiation can avert a war. A groundbreaking idea can change society more than any empire. Ultimately, the story of the Sphinx and Cerberus reminds us that strength isn't just about muscle. It's about knowing your own strengths and your opponent's weaknesses. The Sphinx's weakness was her pride, which Oedipus exploited. Cerberus's weakness was his simple, animalistic nature, which Orpheus's psyche and Heracles all exploited in different ways. The Sphinx, being the master of finding and exploiting weakness through questions, would likely find a way, not through battle, but through a brilliant, calculated application of her unique and deadly intellect. What do you guys think? Would the riddle stump the hound, or would the Sphinx become a 3-headed dog's chew toy? Let me know your theories and who you think would win in the comments below. I love reading your takes on these mythological showdowns. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into myth and legend. If you enjoyed this clash of titans, please give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning the stories.